Go.
All right, gamers, welcome back. You know, one of the most frequently asked questions I get from people is, Chris, how are you able to consistently create results in your business month in and month out? And one of the biggest secrets for me is my nutrition. And so we are inside of a 7-part series right now on how to optimize your energy through nutrition for entrepreneurs. I've got the expert here with us today. Her name is Andrea. I'll introduce her to you when we come back. Stick around. We'll be back in 20 seconds. Okay, welcome gamers to training day 24 of our first season together here inside of the extraordinary game of entrepreneurship and how to play it. My name is Chris White. This is my wife, Andrea. She is the nutrition expert here with us today. I'm playing the role as the game master here. And by now you know that my role is simply to disrupt your thinking. And the reason I'm passionate about doing that is because I'm passionate about empowering you to get outside of your phone booth every day to share your extraordinary with the world. Now, what the heck does living outside of your phone booth have to do with anything? Well, just ask yourself this question. What would have happened had Superman never gotten out of his phone booth? Right? Exactly. Nothing would have happened. And that, gamers, is why living outside of your phone booth every day is priority number one. So, if you're ready, I know I'm ready. Andrea, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Game on. All right, gamers, welcome back. This is our 7-part series on how to optimize your energy levels through nutrition for entrepreneurs. Today's part 2. I've got the expert here with us today. This is my wife, Andrea. Andrea is a functional nutrition therapist here in Colorado. She actually has a clinical practice with a naturopathic doctor. So I did bring the expert. I'm going to get out of the way, but let me just set things up here. Last week, if you were here, we talked about having the importance of a whole food, real food diet. Andrea walked us through having that in place in our lives. And so my question today is, Andrea, what's the next building block for optimizing energy through nutrition?
Yeah, so we're setting the foundation here of good nutrition, and we really want to start with the macronutrients. So over the next couple weeks, I want to talk to you and to your audience about the macronutrients. So those being proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. And that's really the foundation. Those are our building blocks. So we'll start with protein. And the reason for starting with protein is going to be amazing for weight loss, very important, essential for weight loss, as well as just building lean muscle mass. So just depending on what your goals are, it's going to be critical for that as well. It's also the most satiating macronutrient, so you're just going to naturally eat less on a high protein diet. It also boosts your metabolism, so it makes it easier for you to burn calories. And then it also helps to stabilize your blood sugar. So this is super important because that's going to give you that sustained energy throughout your day. It also prevents the storage of sugar as fat. Because when there's too much sugar in the blood, it's just going to be stored as fat. And protein helps to mitigate that.
Okay, great. So probably one of the most obvious questions people have that are watching the show today is about choosing proteins. What's important? What should I be looking for when it comes to protein?
Yeah, absolutely. So I always tell my clients that we got to start with protein because it's the most important thing to prioritize in your grocery shopping list and also your budget. So you want to choose a high quality protein first. That's the first goal of your grocery shopping trip. So high quality protein is going to provide all 9 of the essential amino acids. That's going to support your body. It's going to give you a clean source of energy in a bioavailable form. And what I mean by bioavailability, it just means that your body is able to quickly and fully absorb and use the nutrient. So that's really what we're looking for. So generally animal protein, so we're talking meat and fish and poultry and eggs, dairy, that's going to provide a really high quality protein. So proteins from things like plants, so plant-based proteins, so your vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, legumes, they're going to offer less overall protein by weight measure, and they tend to be a little bit more limiting in one or more of the essential amino acids. So it just means that if you're doing a plant-based protein, you're going to have to combine more than one, so you get that complete amino acid profile. Whereas with the animal proteins, some of those or most of those are going to provide the amino acid profile in just a single food.
Okay, great. So I know one of the hot topics out there is there's a lot of buzz about organic and grass-fed meat. You know, we're going to get a lot of protein, obviously, from our meats. I know that's what I think about when I think protein. So, you know, what's your take on the whole organic grass-fed meat conversation?
Yeah, well, it is important. I'll definitely say it's important. So organic, grass-fed, grass-finished, and grass-finished basically just means that the animal was fed grass its entire life, all the way leading up to slaughter. It's not finished with grain. So that's going to be free of antibiotics, of hormones, the things that we want to keep out of our bodies. And also it's going to be rich in CLA, and that's conjugated linoleic acid, which is actually a cancer-fighting fatty acid. So that's really important. So another name for grass-fed would be pastured, another thing that you're looking for. So pastured animals are going to be higher in other nutrients as well. So we're talking about vitamin E, beta carotene, which is the precursor to vitamin A, the healthy omega-3s. So yes, in sum, to answer your question, it's definitely worth the investment.
Okay, great. So let's just get down to kind of specifics here when it comes to being an entrepreneur. Do you have any recommendations for proteins that busy entrepreneurs would want to be looking for?
Yeah. Well, I would say eggs for sure. I love eggs. Eggs are going to be a great economical source of a high quality protein. So the egg whites are your perfect protein, and then the yolks are just a powerhouse of other nutrients. So don't throw out your egg white, your egg yolks. I know a lot of people try and make egg white omelets, but the yolks are really packed with nutrients. I mean, we're talking vitamins A, D, K2, vitamin E, folate, biotin, choline, which is really important for neurological function, iron, zinc, selenium. I mean, I could go on and on here. And those are all in the yolk of the egg. So you're looking for, again, here, organic and pastured eggs, so meaning that they've lived in their natural environment outdoors. The hens are foraging for worms and insects and feeding on grasses. That's the natural diet of a hen. So they're foragers. So that's what you want to look for. And this can get really confusing when you're at the grocery store and you're looking through all the marketing that's included, on the packaging. So just, even taking eggs for an example. So you might see cage-free, you might see natural, you might see omega-3 and rich. There's just a lot of marketing lingo there, but there's no legal definition around most of this stuff. And it's really just a lot of marketing. So pastured is really what you're looking for. And you can tell a pastured egg because it has that really nice, deep, saturated yellow or orange coloring. And that's just the nutrients. I mean, that's just the proof of the nutrients there. So looking at that egg yolk color is how you know you got a good one.
Okay, great. So we can't finish our conversation today on protein without talking about protein powder, because that's one of the first things I think of when it comes to protein. So any take on protein powder that you can share with us?
Yeah. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of protein powder, along with a whole food diet, of real foods, including a really good high quality protein powder, is absolutely beneficial, especially for weight loss, recovering from a really strenuous workout. So you're looking for a product that has at least 18 grams of protein per serving. It's just to give you some examples of what I like. For you do the undenatured whey, because you're trying to bulk up a little bit. Can I say that? Is that a secret?
No secrets here. Not anymore, anyway.
So as long as you tolerate dairy, whey is going to help you to bulk up a little bit. If you have some food sensitivities, if you're looking for something a little bit more hypoallergenic, pea protein is a good choice. But again, remembering that you're going to get a more complete amino acid profile from something like whey versus a plant-based like pea. And I really like bone broth protein powder for myself. So bone broth protein powder is great, or collagen peptides as well. So lots of those are good choices to look for. And really a protein smoothie is going to be a great source of energy and an awesome replacement for a lot of the caffeinated beverages. So your coffees, teas, energy drinks, sodas, just replacing that with a really good protein powder smoothie is going to be great. And then when you start to blend in the fruits and the leafy greens, you're going to get a really clean source of sustainable energy from all of those plant phytonutrients, so your plant nutrients as well. So as long as we're talking about energy, I'll give you my little secret ingredient as well for energy, which is bee pollen. So throw a little bee pollen, you don't need much, into your smoothie, and it's going to give you a great boost of natural energy.
Awesome. Well, there you go, gamers. That's our part 2 of our 7-part series on how to optimize your energy through nutrition. Especially being busy entrepreneurs like we all are. So again, Andrea, thanks for being here on part 2. We're going to be back again next week, of course, with part 3. I want to encourage you to join us then. Leave your comments in the video below. Andrea will answer those for you. And on that note, comments, share with people who you think will find this valuable. And I'll see all of you inside of the Facebook group where we can continue the conversation. And hey, go out there in your businesses today. Be extraordinary in your thinking. And I will see you back here tomorrow inside of the extraordinary game of entrepreneurship. Until then, bye for now.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the extraordinary game of entrepreneurship and how to play it. And remember, gamers, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So get out of your phone booth and go share your extraordinary with the world.